Real Tech for Real People was my channel's moniker for many years. However, the topic of today's video will be real tech, not for real people. Today we look at micro LED. Up next.
I've seen things people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. We're only a few weeks away from 2024 TVs being launched, and you'll see that on this channel. You'll see me cover the whole 2024 lineup of all these TVs all year. And as we've seen the trends change to larger, brighter mini LEDs, I was reminded of how impressed I was at CES with the micro LED lineup, not just from Samsung, but from HISENSE and TCL. Even LG has one. You'll see all of those in this video. But I wasn't going to do a video on them. I included some of this footage in my end of projectors or Are Projectors Doomed video. Check out that video. Then I realized with the popularity of these very bright mini LEDs, you guys might appreciate the amazing technology and picture quality of micro LEDs, especially the 140-inch Unibody micro LED. I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. All right, guys, let's start with the absolute star of the show, the Unibody 140-inch Samsung micro LED. Unibody meaning it is all one piece. This is not a prototype. This is actually for sale right now. The other sizes that you see here, which I think are awesome, really random sizes, are prototypes. Who knows what's underneath these little stands that they're on? I'm sure it's probably a supercomputer. But micro LED in the past has been panels, different sections that need to be calibrated and working as one. And as amazing as they are, you can see seams, which you'll see in the other micro LEDs within this video. I love the design of these other sizes. And the reason why I wanted to do this video for you guys is that mini LED sizes are at this size now. These were at the show last year. What's interesting is the design. The pedestal you see here is very similar to this year's QN900D 8K Samsung. 89 inches. I wish we had these sizes. Bezel-less, minimalistic, very thin. Viewing angle is off the charts. Very bright. Amazing blacks. And keep in mind, we are in a very bright room. It's a showroom. The lighting is not made for anything that was in Samsung's booth. Absolutely stunning. Now, I know these demos very well. They are very hard on any kind of LED technology. We also had a behind-the-scenes look at how they are made and the size of the chips and the pixel. It's incredible technology. I won't pretend to know exactly how it works, but it was amazing. Now, their finish is not glossy. It does have a finish very similar to the S95D, not quite as matte, but it does look like it has a texture. The ones that are panel-based, I'd seen that in the UK and did a video on that one, the modular one. It did have almost a fabric-like feel. Last year's TCL had the same, meaning the closer you got to it, the worse it would get because you'd see the seams, you'd see that fabric. Like the Unibody has nothing like that. And also these other sizes you see to the right of me don't have that either. See the build quality. No one connect box. As I said, who knows what's underneath? I'm going to get very close to these panels so you can actually see how amazing they are. Colors off the charts. They jump off the screen. Really, really beautiful. They really are the one above all. It's what we've been waiting for many, many, many years. Look at those blacks and that brightness. Now, it does appear like there's blooming. It's actually the exposure on my camera. They're as close to a non-blooming LED that I've ever seen. Now, as far as how bright they are, they're not quite as bright as you would imagine, but they're absolutely incredible. I'll take any of those sizes. Now, what makes the Unibody so attractive at 140 inches, you are definitely in projector territory with a picture quality that no projector can touch. However, installation of products like this is always arduous, simply because calibrating each panel, each module, this is one piece. You would still need Samsung's, it's a customer line, but it's a very specific lineup that all these manufacturers have, LG, Sony, Samsung, a very high-end customer/professional part of their business that comes in and installs things that are a couple $100,000. I know the modular one I saw in the UK was 160 grand. So as I said, real tech, not for real people. There is somebody in our community, Cosmo, shout out to Cosmo, who actually has the Unibody. And I believe he will be doing videos on it. So I'll definitely steer you guys there when he does videos on his Unibody Samsung micro LED. And as I mentioned, the modular one in the UK I got very close to, and the image does fall apart when you get close. They are 4K. So the viewing angle is off the charts, specular highlights off the charts. I will say, if there's one thing about them that isn't quite OLEDs, not just the contrast ratio, which is impossible, but they let me pause the Unibody on a star field. And in that star field, even though, which you'll see right there on the left, I'll zoom in on it right now. Oh, I just cut myself away from that. But as I zoomed in on it, the stars still have that flat appearance that LEDs have, meaning you don't have that sparkle in that very, very tiny pixel level specular highlights that OLEDs have. That's the only gripe I would ever have. Now, it still had it more than any other mini LED or LED technology today that we would see in store. But as I zoomed in on it, it wasn't exactly sparkling. I know it's a little gripe, but nothing, guys, nothing is perfect. But as far as LED technology, this is as close to perfect as there is. These are Dream TVs. That transparent micro LED, I'll actually circle back to that for the end of this video. That was actually pretty amazing. Definitely a prototype. Who knows what that use case will be. And I need these demos. I have to have somebody from Samsung hook me up. They are awesome. Now, this is where I will show you the Unibody paused. Not here. See how close I'm getting? But here. Pausing this star field. Yes, the specular highlights are still there. But they still were a little bit flat, where on an OLED, those things will still sparkle. Windows, things of that nature, you'll still see a sparkle to it. Now, speaking of OLED, let's move over to LG's Magnet Micro LED. They had a different version last year, more traditional. This one is absolutely amazing. Flat up against the wall. Now, is this something you can buy? I'm sure if you have the money, but it's unreal. I wish LG would go back to their paper OLEDs that they had. You love seeing the innovation with these companies. Moving over to TCL. Now, TCL's micro LED is that more traditional modular. And again, as cool as this is, it does fall apart as you get close. You can see the seams. Still impressive, 163 inches. Didn't see the actual size of the LG. The LG one was in their booth. Ton of people there. But again, seeing the innovation from all the different manufacturers and how they approach it is amazing. I will say Samsung is the master of micro LED. But I love that all these companies bring out their best. Moving over to HISENSE. The off-angle viewing, off the charts. Absurd. Colors, absurd. Now, I'm probably 2 feet. Look at the whites there. Now, even though they're modular, there isn't the seams that you may see. Now, I'm not 100%. This one might not be modular. It's not that big, but incredible nonetheless. What's interesting, too, is the motion, the panning. No blur, no artifacting whatsoever. But leaping off the screen. I can't believe I wasn't going to show you guys all of this. It's just that when we're showing all the TV technologies, I try to show you the things that are real, that you can purchase. And with all of our scheduling and running around, there's times where I think there's certain content that you guys don't want to see. And as I'm going through it, I'm like, wow, actually amazing. How close I am to the screen. Then they also have this 200-inch monster, 216-inch. I mean, the setups of these booths, ton of work. Absolutely amazing. And they all kind of have that matte finish. Now, lastly, I do want to show you Samsung's transparent micro LED. I did a short on this, but it's still very cool to see, again, innovation. LG had a transparent OLED. It's also interesting to see how they differently approach their different technologies. How they actually find themselves going after it and what its implementation is. Meaning they get to the same place, but they do it differently. And I'll zoom in a minute. Does that same demo you saw the micro LEDs do. Now, what's the implementation? I should say, what is the use case for this? No idea. So it doesn't really matter. Look at that. That is so cool. And guys, as I said, we're literally days away from the first TVs coming out from LG and Samsung. I can't wait to release some footage for you guys. And here we'll get really close to it so you can see it. I hope you're enjoying the footage and the coverage that we've done so far this year, even before any of these TVs have released. Going to CES is so important for a content creator. Amazing. Look at that. We are going to have an amazing year. And for those of you watching this video live for the premiere, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all you do. And thank you for being the best community on the platform. We have a very exciting year. I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Take care.
There can be only one.
It's better to burn.